What is going on, guys? JC Needed here, and apparently people are preparing for a recession.
Are you ready for a recession? Are you ready for a food shortage? Are you prepared for when the grocery stores don't have food on the shelf anymore? I'm going to show you how to prepare now while you still can. The good thing about canned foods is that you can use them while you store them. So whenever I go to the store and buy more cans, I put the new ones in the back, bring the oldest ones forward. That way, I never have old cans sitting around. Liquidy items like tomatoes generally don't last quite as long as other foods like beans or corn would. However, you can still expect 2 to 10 years of life out of canned foods when stored in a cool, dry place. And if you cycle it properly, you'll never have expired cans. Rice and dried beans can be best stored in Mylar bags like this with moisture absorbers, or in buckets like this, which are food-grade buckets. Food-grade buckets have a seal around the edge, like this, that keeps moisture out. You should always keep lots of purified water on hand. Anytime you find a good sale on meat, you should always buy it and freeze it if you can. If you really want a last resort food source, there are other options like this, if you have the ability. None of us know what the future holds, but we can at least prepare for the unknown.
All right, guys, this is a little bit too much to you, because it's a little too much to me. I'll be honest. Let me know what you think. Is he doing too much, or is it just me? Am I tripping? Let me know, because, I mean, he's preparing for like a zombie apocalypse, it looks like. You know, he's preparing for World War Z. I mean, that's like an underground bunker with dry food and canned goods. I don't know. Is he preparing for a recession or for something much, much worse? Like, I don't know. I get the idea of, you know, things are getting tough. The economy's putting a squeeze on you and your family, and I'm feeling it. I'm sure you're feeling it. And so because of that, you know, you scale back. Maybe you start to look at the way you spend your money. You adapt. But building a whole underground bunker and buying a Hummer, they don't even sell those anymore. So I don't know. To me, like I said, it's a bit extreme. I mean, I like the idea of being prepared. I'm the kind of guy I like to prepare. I prepare for everything, okay? I prepare too much. I prepare for things I shouldn't be prepared for, all right? So I can get the idea of trying to prepare for when things or if things or when things get bad, but it's a little much. So let's move on. Let's see if there's some more reasonable takes on preparing for a recession. You know, but no shade to this guy. I mean, everyone does what they do. Who knows? I could be left hungry when whatever he thinks is gonna happen happens.
We are in a recession. Here are some practical ways that you can prepare for it. Please build up your emergency fund. You should have 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved. For some of you, maybe that's $5,000. For more of you, maybe it's $10,000. I don't know. But 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved. Cut your unnecessary expenses, subscriptions, memberships, and stop the Target trips. There are only 3 essentials you should be worried about: rent, groceries, and bills. That's it. Next up, stock up on essentials. This is when bulk shopping comes into play. Get a Costco membership, buy toilet paper, paper towels in bulk, chicken and frozen veggies in bulk, canned soups, rice, you name it. Here's another one: keep your job secure. This is not time to be playing around at work, okay? No texting during work. Hold on to your job, especially if you're in a union. And lastly, get yourself a side hustle. Collect cans, do DoorDash, babysit on the side, get a second job. I don't know, but you need some passive income. For a lot of you could be posting on TikTok and getting some money there. I just got paid yesterday from TikTok, and it really did help me with my bills. Don't let this recession scare you, because you have a plan. Just you have to stick to it.
All right, guys, I'll be honest. This information to me is very basic, but of course I have a channel where I talk about information like this, and I'm a financially responsible person. I love personal finance. I breathe personal finance. And so everything she's saying to me sounds like something it's way too basic right now, but I understand there are a lot of people out there that need to hear the information because people don't necessarily think about it. And some people don't care about personal finance. It's not their interests, you know? So I get that. What she's saying is true. Emergency fund, very true. I don't know if she say anything there about debt, but you know me, I am the anti-debt guy. So any way, shape, or form you can, get rid of debt. All debt, period. Honestly, people say, oh, there's some good debt, there's some bad debt. True. I have quote unquote good debt. I have debt that I use to own rental properties. Sure, that's good debt, you could say. It's good debt. But aside from debt for business that you absolutely need, get rid of it if you can. But yeah, she's right. I mean, to prepare for a recession, you know, what she's saying is stuff you should be doing regardless, whether or not there's a recession or whether or not we're in a time of economic prosperity. Of course, in the time where you're more economically prosperous, you're going to maybe go out more, spend more money on leisure and, you know, stuff that you cut back on during hard times like a recession. So that's true. I agree with it. I think we should all follow it. I follow it. And so, yeah, I think that she's more reasonable than that first guy who's preparing for, you know, zombie land.
Some people are saying that a recession is around the corner or something people want there to be a recession, or the stock market is fearing and talking of a recession because of these soon to tariffs to be set in place.
Let me stop it real quick because she said that some people want there to be a recession. I'm not going to lie, I hear that a lot. And I'm not going to say I'm in that camp necessarily, but I do think that we're at the top of the hill. We're at the bubble's about to pop. That's how I do feel. I think things are too expensive. I think the economy is a little bit too stressed and too hot. I think we need to cool down a bit. So I think a recession will lead to that cooling down. It's just going to be a lot of pain and suffering. And I don't really want to see people suffer and be in pain. I don't want to suffer or be in pain, although I feel a little bit more prepared than an average person. So when she says people are hoping for a recession, I see where she's coming from.
Are already in negotiation place, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But this is what I say about a recession. This is your year to get sober, your year to get healthier, and this is your year to get financially more stable and secure. Think about it. Sober, because you really can't afford to be getting high no more. Like, you can't afford, even if you're buying it legally, even if you're doing a legal drug like alcohol and buying smoke because you're in a state that it's legal, that shit is taxed. It is high. Buying it in the street is still high. Anything else, you need to just stay the fuck off of. Anything else, even prescriptions, just say the fuck off that, okay? You can't afford that. You can't afford the snacks, the chips, the gas station runs. Even the Dollar Tree run is starting to turn to $10 because like the gas is like $15. The gas station run for the snacks and candy is $15. Dollar Tree still, it adds up, and it's old candy about to expire.
Anybody want to guess what her recreational choice is? Recreation of choice is? To me, it sounds like she might be on that Scooby-Doo Shaggy type thing, if you know what I mean. Because it sounds like she always has the munchies. Talking about the cost of gas to get to the grocery store to get the stale snacks that she needs to buy because she just bought some smoke and some drink. You know what I'm saying? So I think in her way of preparing for the recession is to cut back on her hobby of getting lifted, if you know what I'm saying.
You can't afford that. You can't afford the excess processed food, because if anybody says it's more expensive to be healthy, they're lying. It's more expensive to be better. Like, it really is, because you're constantly consuming food that have shitty calories that are making you more addicted as you would like if you were just to eat 3 good meals a day and control yourself. Okay, so it's time to get healthier. Spend a lot of time doing outdoor activities because you don't have the extra funding. There's a lot of free things. Like, if you're in a big city like Austin, every weekend you can find something free to do. You're in DFW, even if you're like in Michigan, just like, be active, okay? Show your kids to be active. You should be kicking their ass outside, even if they're in apartments. You know how many kids live up in these apartments, and I only see like a handful of them playing outside? And that's because they're usually not American. You know what I'm saying? Like, the other parents are like, go outside, what are you doing? And it's your time to get rich. It's your time to get rich. While people are scrambling, they're not willing to put in action. They're not willing to put in the small investments first. They're not willing to reach their goals. They're not even willing to set a goal for themselves. They're still making excuses. You can run up on your money. They always say the most millionaires are made during a recession, and especially with social media monetization and digital marketing, it's so easy to run up on a bag. It is so easy because all you do is utilize other people's products. You don't even have to have a service. You don't have to run the business. You don't have to deal with any of the bullshit that comes with running one of those huge businesses, whether it's a service, a digital product, a physical product. They did all the hard work and heavy lifting. You just attract the people that already want to buy and send them to where they want to go. Easy. So like, this recession, you want it, you don't want it, you hope it doesn't happen. Whatever it is, those 3 things should be happening for you in 2025. Those should be.
So I guess she's talking about drop shipping. That's kind of what it sounded like, using other people's products and then selling to people who are looking for it. Sounds like drop shipping. Hey, at least she has the right mindset, right? A lot of what she talked about is getting healthier. And again, like I said before, a lot of this stuff is stuff we should all be doing, whether or not there's a recession or not. Being healthier, being more mindful of how we spend our money, trying to get a side income, trying to run up a bag. These are things we should be doing in good times and in bad times. So, you know, but even more so in bad times, I get it. What we should be doing really is preparing in the good times so that when the bad times come, we are better able to capitalize on those bad times. There's always going to be people that suffer during bad times. And like she said, there's always going to be people that come up in bad times, become millionaires, become 100,000aires, whatever. So I'll give her credit for that. Yeah. So with that, guys, I appreciate you for sticking around and watching the video. If you got any enjoyment from it or value from it, feel free to give it a like and to subscribe if you feel so inclined, because I would appreciate it. And with that being said, make smart financial decisions.